welcome to this video. So, Mercury is opposing Jupiter and squaring Pluto right now, creating a T-square in the sky. And there is some exactitudes here with Mercury square Pluto on March 23rd, and Jupiter is opposite Mercury on March 24th exactly, and then the square between Jupiter and Pluto is coming up because Jupiter is retrograde and Pluto is moving forward, and they're about to square at some point here very soon. But for right now, Mercury opposing Jupiter, this is a time to be humbled in your learning process. Realize that you have more to learn and more information to absorb. Develop the beginner's mind. Be ready to learn a lesson, And squaring Pluto. Now, Pluto in Capricorn is preparing us for more inner authority, more guidance from within to become more of your developed self. Capricorn is like one of the higher states of maturity, and it's where you get public recognition and things of that nature, your career, your public standing, what you're known for. And Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, and Saturn is definitely the planet of maturity, and it helps you to become a more mature person. So right now, there's a kind of an opportunity for you to learn something new and to develop yourself more through this learning process. And Mercury in Aries, while it can be very stubborn in some ways, or more just really raring to go in some ways, or wanting to just express itself or be itself, or sometimes at all costs it wants its way a lot. Aries is very focused on itself and wanting what it wants. Jupiter in Libra is all about learning from other people, and so right now, the Mercury in Aries could bring out that childlike wonder that Aries has as well. Aries is very open to new experiences, and it does like new experiences. It enjoys novelty. It enjoys adventure. It enjoys new things. And so this is a time to learn something new in perhaps in a way or in something that is related to something you already know, because it is reviewing with Jupiter retrograde, things you might already know. But yeah, and then squaring Pluto, it's really helping you develop your inner authority. And there is another interpretation I have as well. There could be power struggles at times. If your ego is out of control right now, and you're not willing to learn or take in other people's points of view, there could be power struggles at this time and on a lower level, when you get your ego involved in the situation, there could be that sense of struggle, because Pluto does want power from the lower perspective. It wants power, and it's power hungry, and the ego-driven Pluto and Capricorn can be very ruthless and really wanting power at all costs as well. And then Mercury in Aries, it can be egotistical too, and so that could be a problem. And then, of course, Jupiter in Libra could also be just, floating along, not really wanting to get involved, or just kind of being more passive aggressive. Who knows? It could be interpreted in a more negative way. But let's focus on the positive, okay? Let's focus on just opening ourselves up to new experiences, and being open to learning from others and developing that inner authority. And it's important to be open-minded, but not to the point where you're sacrificing yourself in any way, because that is more of a downfall of Jupiter, not Jupiter, but Libra. Libra is more of a, maybe takes other people's opinions too seriously without listening to its own intuition first. So it's important to be, mindful of your own desires and wants and needs in the situation. So that could be another way of looking at it too. All right. And then the sun in Aries is conjunct Venus, which is moving retrograde on March 25th. So this is definitely a good time to be focused on what your needs are in the relationship and be a little more selfish, be more expressive of what it is you are desiring from the relationship. And there's nothing wrong with being open about what it is you're wanting. That actually helps both people be more aware of what's happening in the relationship. It really is a time to kind of reset, time to be more present with who you are in the moment in this relationship. Who are you now? What have you learned already through this relationship? And what is it that you wish to express next? And so it's kind of a new beginning of sorts. And Venus being retrograde is maybe bringing up some things that have already occurred that maybe weren't resolved. So that's kind of still an element of possibility, but it is kind of a time to reflect on who you're becoming and who you want to become. And, your relationships have the biggest impact on who you are, because, you're supposed to, according to something, I don't know what the source of this is, but you're supposed to be similar to the 5 people you hang out with. So, of course, if you have a relationship, like a partnership, marriage, love relationship, then you're definitely the most impacted by that person. So, it's just a time to be more aware of who you want to be and where you're going and everything like that. Just kind of hey, this is where I am, this is where we are, and this is where I want to go within this situation, and things like that. Anyways. Then Mercury in Aries conjuncts Uranus in Aries on March 26th. So Mercury conjunct Uranus is such an insightful time, and it is amazing for bringing in new information and being open to new information, and also conversations about more unexpected things could occur. Maybe you might bring up more off-the-wall conversations up in your situations that are just kind of maybe a little more out there than what some people are used to. You could really wake some people up at this time, bring new ideas forward at this time, and it's a good time to really shake up people's world, bring out new perspectives, and just awaken the possibilities in people's minds, plant seeds in people's minds about weird ideas that you have. But yeah, great time for brainstorming and bringing in new ideas. And just even your own mind will be blown at this time. Possibly just especially when you're meditating or channeling, when you meditate and you might channel something that just is mind-blowing to yourself, very insightful into yourself, that can help you just move forward in a new way and to kind of let go of crap that is holding you back. Uranus is very much about removing obstacles and just removing structures that are no longer serving you, and just blasting through the stuff that is no longer necessary in your life, so that you can be more yourself and be more on path with your individual purpose, your unique purpose that will help the collective in some way, because Uranus is very much related to Aquarius. It's the ruler of Aquarius, and Aquarius is about community. So it's all about your individual role within your community. So that could really shine for you mentally, like you'll realize something about yourself that might be very helpful to people. And it's a good time to like write these things down. Write down any insights you have at this time. It's an awesome idea, because then you can move forward on those ideas. And a lot of times when you write stuff down, it kind of manifests as well. That's like a thing that happens. And so capture these fleeting insights from Uranus. Uranus is like lightning bolts shooting down. They only come in a flash, so be fast. Capture it quickly. All right, anyways. Then Mars in Taurus sextiles Neptune in Pisces, March 27th. And this is amazing for bringing your dreams into reality in a more tangible way. Mars in Taurus is amazing about getting shit done. It takes a long ass time sometimes, but it gets it done. It's the slow and steady wins the race kind of guy, you know, like Mars in Taurus. It's all about, hey, it's going to take me a minute, but I will get it done. I don't know, anyways. But Neptune in Pisces, of course, we know it's like very ethereal. It has all these grand like dreams, and it's like floating along in the dream realms, and oh, this is an idea. Oh, this could be cool. But it sometimes has trouble grounding it into reality. It's more of a daydreamer. So this is a good time to bring your daydreams and your intuitive insights into reality, taking action on those things, and maybe even making money from some of these imaginative ideas that you have. So dreams can be turned into gold at this time. And then there's a new moon in Aries on March 27th. It's also conjunct Venus retrograde within about 4 degrees. And so this new moon in Aries is the ultimate new moon, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and the new moon is all about new beginnings. So, of course, the new moon in Aries is all about new beginnings and moving forward on something new. It's a time to take action. It's a time to just push forth, go on an adventure, explore new territory, and create something new. So it's spring, so, you know, it's a good time to start planting stuff, good time to start moving on things of that nature. And then also, of course, exercise is extremely important with Aries, because it has a lot of energy to release. So if you're not releasing your energies, you know, then it could kind of come out in a more negative way, where it becomes more stagnant within yourself, and then emotions can get stagnant, and then maybe you get angry at someone or snap at someone, or stuff like that could occur. So it's important to utilize the energy that Aries is giving you at this time. So however you wish to use that is up to you. It's also a great time for being more yourself and being more true to yourself and listening to your emotions and being true to your emotions and being expressive of how you're feeling and being more focused on yourself in general, and maybe being more introspective in some ways about yourself. Some Aries people are very introspective. Other Aries people are more expressive. So I've noticed two types of Aries people: the more introspective, shy types, or the more expressive, outgoing types of Aries, who are just very expressive of who they are. So both possibilities are possible at this time. Okay, anyways, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I appreciate it very much. Have an awesome time.